How's it going, everyone? I'm Sir James coming at you guys with another Saber review, and this time we have one from Star Wars Ahsoka that was used by Huyang himself, which is this training saber or hollow saber, whatever the proper term is here. And here I thought I had reviewed all the hilts from Star Wars Ahsoka, but apparently I missed one, and that was this one, which I was completely unaware of. Now, of course, it wasn't featured highly in the show. It was only there for a brief scene where he was using 4 of these as he was training with Sabine Wren back onto the ship. Now, of course, this review was made possible courtesy of Sabers, which if you're interested in this hilt, I'll have a link in the video description down below for you guys to check out. And also, too, I just wanted to say I do apologize for being away. I was waiting for the summer to come to an end because dealing with these extensive heat waves over and over again just made filming very difficult and unpleasant, and I was not enjoying any bit of it. But now, with the cooler weather, I'm looking forward to reviewing a lot of sabers because I have a good handful to share with you guys, which I'll share more information towards later on. So anywho, let's go ahead and start by giving you guys a closer look at this hilt. Now, this hilt overall is, very basic. There's nothing too much going on. So here is the pommel section, which does feature, of course, a D-ring. Or not D-ring, a cover tech wheel. Wow, I am that rusty. Now, of course, the cover tech wheel will work with anything that uses the cover tech wheel connector, even the stuff from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which is very nice. Now, this is a 1-button setup, which is going to be this black button here. Got this weird little clip-on thing, little hook handle type mechanism there, and this big old ring. Now, when you do get this out of the box, this will come in 2 pieces because this giant ring here is separate and will be wrapped individually as you get it out of the box. And assembly, you just unwrap it, twist it on, and there you go. Now, this will use a total of 3 retention screws. There's one there, and of course on the other side. So there you go. So a total of 3 will hold it, and this will use the 1-inch blade size if you guys were curious, to get access to the internals and to turn on the chassis if it's not already on. You're just going to go ahead and disconnect this round section here. Just like that. Now, do mind that this little silver piece might come off as well. It's just a little screw on. Once you do that, you're going to go ahead and get access to your chassis. If I remember correctly, I believe this was Xeno, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes I get these a little mixed up. So there is a on and off switch here on the top, which is great. You have your removable battery. You have your board. And all that fun stuff. And of course, you also have your USB-C charging port there on the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and flip this on. Just like that. Now, of course, nothing is happening just yet because we're going to need to hold down the button to officially turn it on. So I know my dog over here, which you can't see, Leia, she does not like the voice on this for whatever reason. She's fine with normal voice work with propping and stuff like that, but she does not like this particular female voice. So we'll see what happens here.
Power on.
Yeah, she's not pleasant with that. So let's go ahead and install our blade here. Very simple to do. Just go ahead and slide that in there. Now, blade depth is actually pretty good. So I'm going to just go ahead and hold my thumb at the very edge here and pull the hilt out. So as you can see, a lot of this blade is going to sit right into the hilt. So training saber or whatever the case may be, honestly, it's kind of serving its purpose just like it is in the show. So yeah, do keep in mind that if you have a relatively long blade, it's going to be shortened by a few inches. We're just going to go ahead and secure a couple things here, and we'll see how long Leia sits there. She's already, not too happy with me with this. So, of course, you do have your volume control settings here. You just hold the button for a second and let go.
Volume low.
So right now, this is going to be on the lowest settings. Let me go ahead and turn this on right now, but first turning off this light. So here it is on low volume. Not very loud. There is gesture control, such as twist on, twist off, or you can hold the button down instead. Holding down the button again and letting go
Use.
will now put it on mute, which means there's going to be no audio when igniting, just like that. So for whatever reason, if you're wanting to play with your lightsaber, but you don't want to disturb people in the other room or whatever the case may be, having that mute function could always be useful nonetheless. And then of course holding down, letting go.
Volume high.
So this is what's going to sound like on the highest volume. So now we are good to go. And of course there's also a medium and stuff like that. Go ahead and deactivate. Now, of course, by default, this is going to come with a buttload of features, so you don't really have to do anything if you're uncomfortable with messing with the files and whatnot. And there's an optional app that you can use with your mobile device. Again, completely optional, not really necessary. And basically, by holding down and just waiting a few seconds, we'll change different things, such as, of course, the ignition type, the effects, and all that fun stuff. Now, of course, by default, you can't really tell, how long you have to hold things for. You have to kind of count in your head as you do it. But if you did use your mobile phone, there is a setting on the app that you can enable a beep feature. So that way you know when to let go instead of trying to memorize it. So for example, 1, 2.
Flash blade.
This is going to change the blade style. And I apologize if you could hear playing on the background.
Volume low.
Oop.
Volume high.
There you go. So 1, 2.
Fire blade.
This is going to go to a fire blade, and that's just going to change the blade effect. And now if we hold this down for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3.
Hunter ignition.
1, 2, 3.
Standard mode.
This is going to change basically our ignition type.
Steady.
And that is just steady there. 1, 2.
Unstable.
Okay, don't use unstable. If you're sensitive to strobes and flashes, do not use the unstable effect, and be wary if you are out in public not to use that. 1, 2.
Rainbow blade.
But of course, if you like RGB blades, you got your rainbow blade right there, ready to go.
Volume low.
Oop.
Use.
See what happens
Volume high.
when I don't count. I let go too quickly. So let's go 1, 2, 3.
Broken ignition.
So that's going to change the ignition type. Let's go ahead and change the first one. 1, 2.
Candy blade.
Nope.
Volume low.
Again,
Use. Volume high.
that's the only little annoyance thing. 1, 2.
Cracked blade.
1, 2.
Pulse.
Okay. There you go. Now we have a pulsing effect. So you still got your standard type. So if you don't want any of the fancy stuff, you could just stick with the standard, and there you go. Now, if you want to change, of course, Saber fonts, you're just going to go ahead and hold down the button.
Moonfield.
And of course, if you're using your mobile device through the app function, you could also change, of course, what Saber fonts you're going to be on using that method instead. It's a lot faster for sure.
Whispers of power.
So, I mean, overall, it's a neat little saber. Now, personally, and maybe this is just me, but kind of like one of the ones, like, unless if you're like the type of person who is trying to collect all the sabers from all the different movies and shows and whatnot, then obviously by default probably be one fitting for your collection. But if it was me, not really my particular style, but I'm sure there are people out there who are such huge fans of this particular character. I mean, I like the character myself, especially in the early days of Clone Wars when he was first introduced, where, one of the younglings was mouthing off and he just basically roasted him on the spot. So, he's a fun character. I like him.
The teacher.
There we go. Yeah. Of course, pressing the button. I forgot it doesn't let go like the property when you have to kind of press it. There you go. So all in good fun. Now if I remember correctly, to change the color, it has to be on, pointed down, pressing the button, and then twisting. So let's see if I got it. Yep, I got it. So now we're on the color change, so we can be whatever color. So let's see, let's go to this red here. Hold. There you go. Hold and let go, and now you're on whatever color that you went on. So again, when the saber is on, point it downward while on, press the button and twist. It will say color change, and then rotate the hilt to get the desired color that you want. Press and hold the button, let go, and it will say color selected, and you are ready to go right off the bats. But overall, in the end, like I said, it's a neat saber. And if you're a diehard fan of this particular character, then it would be one worthy adding to your collection, or if you're just trying to collect all the different characters nonetheless. Again, this is more of the training hilt or hollow saber that was used in the show. The fact that the blade sits in a lot deeper on this one kind of makes sense for what the saber is intended to be used for. So if you're just kind of trying to find something that you could practice with, stunt saber or whatever the case may be, I feel like this might be a pretty good option. Because the nice thing about this too is, unlike some other sabers, you don't have a lot of fanciness going on here. You have a pretty solid like metal like ring here as well that's going to provide a lot of protection in this area. The blade sits in quite deeply. And really, there's nothing on here that would probably end up breaking or anything like that if you were to use it for your, saber training or little saber fights and stuff like that. Something that you could easily use nonetheless and just not have any issues with it, to be quite honest. But what do you guys think of this particular hilt? Let me know in the comment section down below. I know some of you guys might be a little, kind of bummed out that I didn't have 4 of them in this review, but let's be honest, I don't have 4 arms to wield each one. It would be kind of cool, but unfortunately that is not the case. Now, as I said, it's been a while since I've been back on YouTube due to the summer heat, but now that the cooler weather is here, plenty of reviews to look forward to. Some examples is that I got a couple other sabers from Star Wars The Acolyte, a little teaser here. We have the Stranger's hilt that actually does disconnect like so, which I know a lot of you guys would be excited for that. We got the little Shoto Cal Kestis hilt that will connect to the crossguard. I have a saber from Sword Art Online that is going to be pretty exciting, and a few others that I can't wait to review. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoy this review, and let me know, from Star Wars Ahsoka, did you enjoy Season 1? What were your initial thoughts? And with, obviously, the chances of Season 2 coming out from what I'm hearing, what do you hope to see for Season 2? Now, for me personally, since unfortunately the actor who played Baylan Skoll, who was my favorite character out of the entire show, unfortunately passed away, I really hope that his character isn't wiped away. I really hope that someone can prize that role and fit where, we're kind of missing someone in importance, and hopefully continue on, because I want more storytelling with Baylan. I want more of his character being developed, so hopefully that is the case. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Until then, hopefully look forward to the next review. I'm going to a convention this Sunday, some kind of horror convention. So I'm going to try to have a video get uploaded on Sunday, so that way you guys have 2 saber reviews to look forward to. As to which hilts, I don't know. There's a lot of good ones to pick. But we're definitely going to be leading up to this one down the road as well. It's not going to be too far off, I promise you. But until then, you guys have a wonderful day, and always remember, may the Force be with you.